My name is Nuli Lemoh from Sierra Leone, where I was born in Bow, and I came to Australia through help from scholarships, studied medicine at Sydney University, and I finished now. I'm a paediatrician, and with great delight I introduce this young man, young Dr. Vandi Sombie, who is come and is connected with the Children's Hospital we're building in Bow. Maybe you can say something now, Vandi.
I'm delighted to be with this group. I'm very much impressed with the activity which I've gone through for the past 2 weeks, learning about children, which I have been yearning for the past 10 years. I hope my stay here has made me fulfill my ambition, and I hope going out there in Bow is going to help a lot, thousands of children.
My name is Adjunct Associate Professor Kathryn Currow from the Children's Hospital at Westmead and University of Sydney. I've had the pleasure of knowing Dr. Nuli for some 20 years and for knowing Dr. Vandi for 1 year. It's been wonderful to work with both of them to establish postgraduate training in paediatrics for doctors and suitably qualified nurses in Bow. We'd like to explore some issues so we learn more about Bow and about children's health problems. So I'd like to ask you, Dr. Vandi, what are the main concerns for children's health in Bow?
Really, to be very honest with you, the people of the community of Bow for the past so many years, let's say precisely 10 years, they've been looking out for a facility wherein to take care of children who are in dire need of health service. Unfortunately, with the provision of and the motivating effort of Professor Currow, who had introduced the DCH and the IPPC program in Bow, we are very much, impressed or delighted to take up this activity to a successful end.
So one of the things that's really pivotal in Bow is the building of a new children's hospital, which is sponsored by Rotary. And I know Dr. Nuli has been a visionary light motivating that whole project. And I know Dr. Vandi has told us a lot about Bow and the need for improving children's health there. What impact will this hospital have for children in Bow, Dr. Vandi?
As I said earlier on, that the people of Bow has been in need of a service that can improve on the health of children in that community. Definitely, if this hospital, which will be the second children's hospital in Sierra Leone, is going to really create a very big difference in improving the health of children in that community.
Do you think the community of Bow is behind this hospital, behind its construction and its whole management as it develops?
Absolutely, because I could remember about a month or 2 ago, there was an activity carried on in that community, which was geared towards fundraising towards the children's hospital in that community.
How successful was that project?
To this point, as I'm saying right here, very soon photos of that building will be sent to Australia here to be seen by the donors. That nearly 60 to 70% has been completed, and which is ready to be utilized by the people of Bow.
And I have to say, having been to Bow and looked at the hospital in its early stages, it was amazing to see the enthusiasm of local people, particularly the Rotarians and Dr. Denby himself, former Vice President, to see the development and the drive that they were having to make this project successful. Okay, Dr. Nuli.
So this is the situation. We're trying to build this children's hospital. So Vandi, the question really, how will this hospital best serve the people of Bow? The people of Bow, not just the children.
Just as you said, that has been the enthusiasm of the people of Bow, because very soon a non-governmental organization, which is BO, will be just folding up. And the whole volume of patients, I mean, with families of this patient will be in dilemma as to where to seek medical help. So with the advent of this hospital, I definitely, the people will be in jubilation to receive their darlings children's hospital in BO.
I think one of the things that we need to explain is the nearest children's hospital in Sierra Leone is 4 hours drive from BO, and that means it's a very challenging trip for many people who don't have access to transport to get access to specialised paediatric care. And it's a wonderful thing to see this being developed in BO itself to serve the children of BO and their families and the community itself.
And the other thing, just in connection with that question is, as I said, I did my training here in Australia, but I did all my schooling in BO. One of the striking things, when I came to Australia and finished, I wanted to go back and work in Sierra Leone and serve the country because the country had served me. I was struck when we went back as a paediatrician. I spent 6 years in BO. The children's ward in BO was virtually empty. I was the first paediatrician for 15 years that had been there. Within less than a month, connecting with people and people hearing that there's now a paediatrician, the children's ward was full all the time. Then I had to move on. I suppose I was promoted to be chief paediatrician for the country. I went to Freetown, Kathryn was talking about. I was head of that hospital for 3 years. And there again, there were a lot of deficiencies. With pain, I had to leave Sierra Leone, but I knew that there was a need for children's hospital. So BO Children's Hospital is going to be the one and only hospital in the whole of rural Sierra Leone which will serve more than 5 million people. However, as Vandi was saying, a non-governmental organization, MSF, Médecins Sans Frontières, is going to leave Sierra Leone soon, leaving a gap. But this children's hospital is going to cover that gap. So perhaps can you tell us, with the closure of the MSF hospital, how will this affect the BO community?
To be very honest with you, definitely, because as Kathryn has just said, it was a big pain on some families to move to about 4 miles to seek medical attention for their children. So the closure of this organization definitely is going to be a serious burden for health service in that particular community for children. So in that respect, if nothing is done immediately, definitely the people will be in jeopardy as regards the health of their children.
It was wonderful to see a building being constructed. I know there is a lot of thought going into service development for the Children's Hospital in BO, in terms of personnel, in terms of equipment, in terms of giving this hospital the best possible beginning for its long journey to care for children there. I always see buildings as part of the shell of an oyster. The services are the flesh, but for me the pearl in the middle is education. And having staff who are well trained to lead in that hospital, I think will be pivotal to its long-term success, thanks to the support of Rotary and others. And I'd love you to explain, Dr. Vandi, what the importance of doing the International Postgraduate Paediatric Certificate is for you.
The DCH IPPC has renewed my zeal in the care of children in that part of the world. The DCH IPPC learning has taught me one big philosophy, that as long as you are alive, you should learn. And if you want to learn, you will live. Understand? So definitely, it's a very big challenge which I have to undertake to make sure I replicate, as being a tutor in the discipline of IPPC, to make sure others who don't have the kind of feeling or zeal to take care of children, I have to make sure motivate and make sure stimulate them to really take up this challenge to forge ahead in the care of children in that part of the world.
Dr. Vandi, it's lovely to see you taking a lead example in being the first person to do this program in Sierra Leone, and I think the second in all of Africa.
Yeah.
So we really congratulate your initiative and your drive, and we really want to work with you to help the infection of education spread. It's a healthy infection.
It's most welcome, and I'm sure I'm there to support it, because imagine the way I've navigated myself from Sierra Leone to Australia to come and acquire this wonderful, very fascinating, knowledge to be taken back to Sierra Leone, and not only Sierra Leone, to spread in the sub-region of Africa. I think that is a wonderful time and a wonderful gift which has been, handed over to me.
So you've come to Australia as part of a 2-week tutor training program that's an add-on to IPPC, which can be done totally in-country. And it's been wonderful to have you here sharing information with others. I think, Nuli, you have one final question.
Yeah, the final question I have, Vandi, for you. Before I ask it, my experience has been when the Australians, the Rotary people, by the way, Sydney University International House Alumni Association has been a key supporter of this project as well. They've raised more than 30% of the total amount of cost. The question a lot of Australians have been asking me, how are the local people going to finance this project? And I tell them, guess what? Westmead Children's Hospital, even today, depends on government and the community to keep going. So let's not expect Bo and only Bo people to run the country, to run the hospital. So the question to you is, do you see the local community being able to financially support the hospital in the future?
Yeah, in fact, I thought of that because this particular property is a property of the Bo community. So in that respect, we expect them, because it's something which they have yearned for and they are looking for, that they will must, it's a matter of must, they will take up the responsibility. But as of now, which is a very young infant, you cannot just win a young infant which has not been able to totally breastfeed and to hand over to the responsible person. So I want to believe in the nearest future, the Bo community, which has a local government, will be able to take up the responsibility of this school, of this hospital, and that is the government indirectly supporting the institution.
Yeah, they can take over. We know that it's a community hospital. We've already said that.
Yeah.
But do you think they will need support from outside Sierra Leone, from outside Bo?
Of course, yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you.
For us now, because definitely they too are not much afraid of the operation of an institution of that nature. So definitely they need an outside assistant as of now to be able to forge ahead with the operation of this institution.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nuli and Dr. Vandi. Would you like to sum up in your sentence?
Well, my sum up is really, firstly, I've been moved by a particular quotation from Thurgood Marshall. He was the first black American in the Supreme Court in the U.S. Thurgood said, and he was in the 1800s, none of us have got where we are purely by pulling ourselves up by our own bootstraps. We've got here because someone bent down and helped us. I was helped, otherwise I wouldn't have finished primary school. My dad died when I was little. I was helped by the local Bo community to get a scholarship to finish high school. I was helped by the Australian government to get a university scholarship to come and study medicine. We all need help. We all have been helped. So my message to you all, my fellow human beings, thank you for helping me to be where I am. Let's all work to help the children of Bo and the children of Sierra Leone in general.
And Dr. Vandi, would you like to add?
Well, it's a wonderful time. I've been given this opportunity through Professor Kathryn Currow, complemented by Dr. Nuli Lemoh, because at one stage I got stuck and I called him, and he was able to come to my aid. That made me come here to this particular place today acquire enormous knowledge which is going to benefit the people of Bo. So the people of the audience out there, I want to appeal to you that our people of Bo are prepared to support this children's hospital, and then we expect you who have been assisting us to make sure you continue to support until our darling baby is able to walk on its own. That is the children's hospital of Bo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Vandi. I would certainly add that as fellow global citizens, if we want to make the world a better place, we help children of other cultures, and helping provide education to doctors and nurses who care for them helps children in a very close way. One doctor will treat 12,500 children a year. That's a huge benefit to families and communities. Thank you.